Sunday night football. You're going to wait all day for Sunday night, Sam. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Buffalo Bills. What a turn of events, because we haven't been able to cover the Pittsburgh loss to the football team. But now Buffalo's favored by 2.5. We're sitting here all year telling you that the Steelers they're not the best team in the NFL. Stop just looking at the record. They're a little overrated. They haven't played a ton of good teams. They lose to the football team, and all of a sudden they're 2.5-point underdogs against the Buffalo Bills, who absolutely rolled against the 49ers on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, that feels like a little bit of an overreaction. It would make sense if home field advantage was still a big thing this year.
True.
And it was a sort of 3-point home bump in your favor, but it isn't, so that's not explaining it. Look, the Pittsburgh game against Washington, that was coming, right? We've been saying that Pittsburgh wasn't as good, but specifically we were saying that, look, they were pissed off having to play that game on a short week. Washington was in good form anyway. It felt like a kind of a trap game anyway. Now, I thought that trap might be, hey, it's a close game that they still get out of with a win, but it was enough of a trap game that they dropped it entirely, and drop being the operative word, because for the second week running, the Pittsburgh Steelers dropped a ton of passes. I think they had 6 this week, 5 the week before. They've had way more than anybody else over a 2-week period. And they're not as explosive as the Kansas City Chiefs, to the point where they can afford to make that many mistakes on offense. Like, one of the things we said is Kansas City can make a ton of mistakes because they're so explosive it doesn't matter, right? Their margin for error is so big. Pittsburgh's isn't. Like, they have talented playmakers, but they can't leave that many plays on the table and still come out of a game with a win, particularly if they're going to turn it over as well.
The people in Pittsburgh are looking for answers for that offense, right? I mean, they threw the ball a ton. It's been a short passing game all year. The running game, they didn't even try to run the ball really against Washington. It looked like an analytics-y type of attack, right? Pass, pass, pass. But when you don't catch the ball and you go from, it should be 2nd and 3 and it's 2nd and 10 because of drops, I mean, that is what really crushed, I think, the Pittsburgh offense the other day.
What is the opposite of an irresistible force meets an immovable object? Because that's what's going to happen in this game in terms of the run game.
Resistible versus movable?
Yeah, I mean, the Pittsburgh Steelers can't really run the ball, and Buffalo doesn't even try and stop the run. So something in that has got to give, right?
Something has to.
Either Pittsburgh rediscovers a ground game because Buffalo is giving it to them, or even with or Buffalo's run defense remains amazing because Pittsburgh's rush attack just isn't there.
I've discussed this with Pittsburgh folks a little bit this week, right? So what is wrong?
Folks?
Pittsburgh folks. Huh? Pittsburgh radio folks.
Okay.
When they get into, so they were asking me, they were like, hey, analytics dudes, like, what would you pass every single down? Like, what's your deal? What's your cutoff? And we've actually had this, our own philosophical discussion on this too, right? I think the bottom line is on 3rd and short, it's still more favorable to run. You just probably want to spread out more and, win the box count and all that stuff. The Steelers, I think there's 2 things about Big Ben that kind of hamstring this offense, right? He doesn't like using play action. Like, just doesn't like doing it. Doesn't like turning his back to the offense. He's bad at RPOs. He's bad at cheat code stuff, or doesn't want to do cheat code stuff.
Well, this is the Aaron Rodgers discussion, right? It's
there's one more, and he doesn't in the QB sneak thing.
Yeah.
Right? And they go empty on 3rd and 1 all the time. And it's you have to get open and make a pass instead of just falling forward at 260 pounds. Go ahead. Yeah, the Rodgers thing we talked about.
Yeah, at some point, like Rodgers, that was one of the stories, is that he just didn't like a bunch of these things that are sort of free plays, cheat codes for offense that just make your life easier, right? And it might make your life more uncomfortable, but it's a net win because it's harder for the defense than it is for you, right? But Rodgers for years didn't like running these things, and Roethlisberger doesn't like doing them. The Packers changed. They have shifted. Rodgers has made that adjustment. He's adjusted with the offense, and suddenly that offense is almost unstoppable. Pittsburgh haven't, but Roethlisberger still doesn't want to do it, so they don't run play action. So you just miss out on a giant chunk of free percentage points. That's all it is. You're just making your offense voluntarily less efficient because you don't like doing the thing that makes it more efficient. That's fine, but that now means that you need to be a lot better at the stuff that you do like doing, and he hasn't been.
My feeling on balance on offense, it's the ability to throw short, throw deep, throw at the intermediate level. The Steelers offense, I think to this point, has just been lacking the deep ball. Big Ben, adjusted completion percentage of only 33. That's tied for 33%. Tied for 32nd in the NFL. That's where they need the balance offensively. Bud Dupree missed the game the other day. Alex Highsmith was fine as his replacement. They've got linebacker injuries. Robert Spillane hurt, but Avery Williamson has been back in and playing pretty well since coming over from the Jets. I think the Steelers are still fine. They're still a good all-around team. Vegas, though, believes that the Bills are a better team, apparently. 2.5-point favorites. I think the Bills have shown the last couple weeks that they do have a good all-around team. The defense is still capable. We use that word a lot. They're capable. Josh Allen is streaky, which I tweeted the other night, and the Mafia was not happy about that. So I went to the other extreme and just called him a cyborg from another planet. They liked that one.
Yeah.
Right. They didn't catch the...
Yeah.
Anyway, I tried to compliment Josh Allen, and they're like, you didn't even compliment him right. I can't even compliment Josh Allen right. I called him streaky. Is he not streaky? His high-end games are incredible this year, but he's had 5 of them.
I don't want to piss him off again because me and Bill's Mafia are on good terms right now.
You guys are tight.
But they're not that nuanced. It's like Josh Allen good versus bad. There's nothing in the middle. So you're either praising him or you're criticizing him. There's nothing in the middle. And you criticize him.
The funny thing is, listen, not everybody listens, believe it or not everybody listens to every word that you and I say. You catch snippets and all, believe it or not. So there are some people who, because of your signing the apology letter, think that was me, and I've gotten some grace.
No, you didn't sign anything. You ripped it up. You are on the shit list.
But there are some people who just, they don't distinguish Sam and Steve and who did. I don't remember everything that happened. So some people have given me grace from Bill's Mafia and said, no, you're good now. Nope. And then other people, they remember. Either way, Josh Allen was awesome the other night against the 49ers. And when he's on, plus the play calling, man, they do such a good job of attacking weaknesses, passing in run-first situations, and putting Josh Allen in position to succeed with all those playmakers. This offense is really tough to stop.
There's been talk that the Buffalo Bills are the second best team in the AFC. It feels like that's contingent on that Josh Allen, like the one that was playing on Monday night and the one that played for the 4-game streak earlier in the season. They need that level of Josh Allen for that to be true, I think. If Josh Allen is the guy that played in the other games, which is better than last year, but not massively better than last year, I don't know that they're better than the Steelers. So this feels like the line feels like a reaction to, look, Pittsburgh dropped that game. They're not as good as we thought they were. And Josh Allen just looked superhuman on Monday Night Football. If either of those two things stops happening in this next game, this is probably not, that line probably isn't accurate. Like, either Josh Allen plays a little bit worse, which shaves a couple of points off, and I mean that not in
Josh Allen point shaving.
Yeah, not in the conspiratorial, underhanded, type of way, just in the, slices a couple of points off the line. Or if Pittsburgh gets a shock of, oh crap, we actually need to, get ourselves together, otherwise we're going to lose the number 1 seed to the Chiefs, and bounces back to catching footballs, etc., and not turning it over, when those kinds of things. Then again, that it feels like this is a little bit of a generous line. I would still favor Pittsburgh.
Do you think Vegas is overreacting to just the Monday night game in particular by Josh Allen?
I think it's both put together has led to that.
Either way, he's playing as a top 7 quarterback, top 6 or 7 quarterback in the NFL. Next week on the PFF NFL Daily, one of the topics we've discussed hitting at some point is the quarterback class of 2018. I think a healthy debate, who would you take from that class of 2018? Is it Josh Allen? Is it Lamar Jackson? Is it Baker Mayfield? Sam Darnold is he in the mix?
Only Dan Orlovsky would take Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold would
I saw this morning. He's still tweeting.
He's still taking?
He's
Sam?
Still I didn't even look at it, but he had one play. It's like, see,
okay,
he's still got it. Sam will get it done. He goes to a new coaching staff.
The people are begging for, no, we're not having a guest on the Daily, but the people are begging for it. Dan might be the one exception I would make. If we got Dan to
it's a 10-minute podcast. We don't have time for Dan to go off.
He gets 3 minutes to defend Darnold. You get 3 minutes to defend one. I get 3 minutes to defend one. PFF NFL Daily. Let's make that happen next week. Stovsky, can we get Orlovsky on the phone? Thank you. That's how it works. You heard me. All right. Anyway, where are you going in this game? Pittsburgh and Buffalo?
Pittsburgh. I think that line is over the top. But I can see a way. If Josh Allen plays the same way he did on Monday night, I could see it happening. But that's, it's not a given.
If I was putting money down, I think it'd be on Pittsburgh here as the underdogs, because I wouldn't be surprised if they won. I think it'll be close. I I'd also, if Pittsburgh had won the other day, I'd be all in on Buffalo. Just this, I don't think Pittsburgh's going to go 16-0 type of deal.
Yeah.
But they already lost, so it's really tough to go.
They feel like a team that will bounce back. You know, like they've been sort of riding their luck for a while, thinking they were great and 11-0 and undefeated and on the way. And you drop a game to Washington, I could see that shocking you into seriously paying attention the next week and not making a mess of things.
I'm gonna lean Buffalo though in this one. I just want to say it is. I know the goal is to win championships.
It is.
I think it's still incredibly impressive that the Dolphins, of course, went undefeated, but the Patriots went 16-0 in the regular season. It's only happened twice, undefeated regular seasons. There's a championship team every single year, but it is really tough to go undefeated in the regular season. Just want to put that out there. So,
thanks for watching the PFF YouTube channel. And if you want to subscribe, all you have to do is push the button. Don't forget everything you get. A little fantasy, push the button. A little green line for the gambling aspects of the game, push the button. College football, push the button. The YouTube channel from PFF.